Well, good morning. It's Wednesday morning, and it's about 7 a.m., and I'm out in the garage already. I'm getting ready to put the green fastback aside and do the tires on this Triumph, since I have them. But I decided, due to popular demand, i.e. about half the people who have responded on the videos, I am going to do a compression test now with oil in the cylinders to see if it increases the pressure from the 60 pounds we got yesterday to something higher. We already know that the rings have been seated. I mean, it's a brand new engine, and I am finally fully convinced that the guy who did the rebuild did a good job. There's nothing inside the engine that's going to jam or break or cause a valve to stick, bend a push rod, and maybe damage the cam follower, and maybe even damage the cam, resulting in the need to do a complete engine tear down just because you tried to start a bike that doesn't want to start. I'm past that point. I believe this engine was put together properly, and now we're just going to check and confirm that the rings haven't seated. So I'm going to put about half a syringe of Marvel Mystery Oil into each cylinder separately and do the 10-over kick with the throttle wide open and see if we get a better reading. And I'm going to videotape it, so if it doesn't work, you all can see that it's a total failure. If it does work, you can see that everybody's right, and then it proves that the rings are not seated just like we know already. So anyway, I'm going to set things up. I'm going to shoot the Marvel in the right-hand side. I'm using Marvel because it burns clean. It doesn't carbonize, doesn't blow smoke, and goes away real quick, versus regular oil, which is perfectly good if you use regular oil. Don't give it a second thought. I use Marvel because it burns clean and goes away. It's a consumable. So let's see what happens when I put some oil in the right-hand cylinder and kick it over 10 times. Stand by. I will be right back. All right, I shot about half a syringe of Marvel into the right cylinder. I've got the gauge on there. I'm going to go over there and kick it at least 10 times with a full open throttle. Well, that was 11 times. Let's see what we got. Great, 90 pounds. 90 pounds is a great starting compression for a freshly rebuilt engine. Okay, so we went from 60 to 90 with the oil in the cylinders. Once again, that pretty well indicates that the rings haven't set. I'm going to go do the left-hand side now. Put the oil in and put this on. I'll be right back. All right, the oil is in the left cylinder. I'm going to go over and kick it 10 times with the throttle wide open. Let's see what kind of reading we get. All right, that was 10 plus 1. I need a nap. Let's see what we have. 90 pounds. Okay, this pretty well confirms our suspicions that, yea, verily, the rings just haven't set. So we went from 60 to 90. Once again, 90 is a perfectly good starting compression on a motor that has been recently completely rebuilt and not run yet. So that's where we are. Okay, now I'm going to turn off the video. I'm going to go over and put the plugs in. And I'm going to try to start the bike again with a little shot of starter fluid, just because 442 of you all suggested it, even though I don't believe in it. Okay, and it might start, we'll find out. So I'll be right back. Okay, plugs are in, ignition is on, will be. I'm going to shoot some starter fluid. I use cleaner carb. This stuff is inflammable like you wouldn't freaking believe. And just in case you think this is a new concept to me, that I've never done it before, notice I have an extra long wand just for injecting starting fluid down the throat of carburetors. This ain't a new gig, folks. I've done it before. So yes, I understand. So I'm going to shoot this down the throat of the carburetor with the throttle wide open, try to get it down inside the cylinders, and then I'm going to kick it over and see if we get any response at all. Stand by, here we go. Okay, easier to reach from the other side. Here you go, five nice squirts, hither and yon. Let's see what happens. I'd love to hear a pop. I'd love to hear a start. Let's see what happens. I'm even going to turn the choke on as soon as I find it. Okay, choke. Hello, choke. I know you're here somewhere. There it is, way up there. Okay, choke is on. Ignition's on. Starter fluid's in the cylinders. Let's see what happens. Hello, I heard a pop. I heard a pop. Idea, let's turn on the gas. Hello, gas. Gas is on. Choke is on. I may even shoot some more starter fluid in it. Let's see what happens. Okay. Ignition off. I'm going to tighten the strap here, and I'm going to shoot a little more starter fluid. I'm yelling because I don't have the microphone on. My buddy Richard's here watching this fiasco. There you go, a couple more shots. All right, ignition back on. Fuel is on, choke is on. I heard a pop, I heard a couple pops. Pops are good. Okay, the knee has given out. We got a couple pops. I'm going to go back to the plan we had yesterday, which is to swap out the ignition system. But we did get a couple pops, but it doesn't want to run. So, ignition off, gas off. Gonna put the bike aside for a few days while I work on the tires on the Triumph. And while I recuperate and try to get my knee back in shape.